go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. So a long field ahead for the Falcon offense as they head out. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Shifts free at the 15. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. And complete to Drake London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Show some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throws right back to London, complete again. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. A give up the middle to Singletary. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll drop to throw. And caught by London. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing, right? And everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. They'll set up a throw. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devin Singletary, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings nothing.
Second quarter now, Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard.
They're going to look to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he stopped immediately there. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Sam Sloman on for the field goal. A 24-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they are on the board. It's still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Singletary here running out of the gun. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 2nd and 5. This one caught by Ridley. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. 1st down, Falcons.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Really was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
They'll look to throw again. He's got his man, London, right side. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Young Ray Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. Koo knocks this one through the post. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Holding. Offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Back to throw. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you down to the check in with Jonathan Coachman from EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Raider, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half of the Falcons. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try to get a little more production from the passing game. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did. As you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw. That one into the hands of Watkins downfield. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On play action, they'll throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The point after is good, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got his man, it's London. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Ritter and London team up there, 1st down Atlanta.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On the give, this is Singletary. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th.
They've called on defense rolling out the nickel did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big fourth down call.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. 2 yards and able to get the 1st down in the process.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2, just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands, and yes, indeed, they pick up the 1st down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
2nd and 14. This ball complete. It's an out route to Thielen. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 24-yard line. A very well-executed play and goes for 29 yards. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this is caught by Curse. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Holding. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Cook following the penalty. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A throw on the money to Rager. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll set up a throw. And it's caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent.
And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. What a great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. His first career touchdown pass, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second and 4. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. On third down, they go with Singletary. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Vikings slow to get up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Going with their tight end on fourth. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
On the handoff, it's Singletary. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll set up to throw. Finding Kyle Pitts running the slant. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Romeo Okwara shooting in there and dropping him for the sack.
remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Ritter and the Falcons need an answer, and a big play here on 3rd and long following the sack. They're going to look to throw. Being chased out left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Certainly some pressure here on Younghoe Koo. He hit his first, now this from 43. Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And out now come the Vikings. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down. Now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit and try to protect this lead?
My cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Cook again. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They run the counter with Cook. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.